Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So welcome back to the second part of Dawn and Julia Creates this month. So Julia set this challenge and it looks like a bit of a random mess. Well, actually it is a bit of a random mess on my table. So we are so I am to use, so let's get them out, is 3 5x7 envelopes, and I've chose craft coloured card envelopes. The Tropical Dreams paper pad that we got from The Works. Antique distress linen, antique linen distress ink. We are to use our gorgeous pina colada. So I have coloured her up and I've done her in 3 sizes. Plain copier paper, some string, which actually I do have some string here, but I don't think I'm going to use that one. Let's grab this one, so I'll have that one because I think that'll go better. And a circle punch or die. So, and it is, so the challenge is to use 3 envelopes to create an envelope journal, but a file folder style. Journal must contain at least 2 pockets, 1 fold out element, and a mini journal notebook that slots in and out of the journal somehow. So that is the plan. Now, I'm not 100% sure on I don't know why they're in there. I'm not 100% sure on the what a file folder style is. So I'm just going to do what I think it is, and let's hope that I am right. So yeah, so like I said, this is the second one this month, so we have changed it up, which is super exciting. Yeah, so it is my turn next month, so it looks as though I'm going to have at the beginning of the month choice, and our lovely Julia is going to have the other half. So this is what I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, so I'm sort of thinking that maybe having it so that we have it like this. And I'm hoping I'm doing this right. So I'm, like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I was going to message her and ask her to clarify, but I thought, you know what, I'm not going to bother, just in case, just because let's see how I interpret it. So I'm thinking something like that, maybe. But then the other way that I thought was you sort of glue them all together like that, and then we fold it over like that. So that is the other way, and I think that's the way we're going to go for. Right, okay, so let me move all of this out of the way first because it's just everywhere, and let's get these prepared. So I do need my what do you call it, my scoring tool. So let me, I'm going to go and grab my scoring board because I would like to score just along there, just so that we've got it so that the piece can be, we've got some depth to it. So I'll go and grab that and then we'll pop this together, so I won't be a minute. Okay, so I'm back. Right, so what I've done is I've just popped this onto my scoreboard, and all I've done is from this score line here, I've put another score line just there, 1/4 of an inch, and I've done that to all 3 of my envelopes. So let me make that, and it fell of course, and then what we're going to do is we're actually just going to line that up there like that, and we're going to stick it down onto it. So I do need my glue, so I'm hoping it's not, no, so I'm just using my art glitter glue for this. Okay, so just doing that off, making sure there's plenty of glue on, and then like I said, we're just going to line that up because we do want it so that we can have a bit of bulk in this. So as you can see, and then fold that up like that, and there is our first envelope, and as you can see we do have we have 1/4 of an inch which we can fill it with. So I'm going to do that with the other one. So I'll actually fold it first this time. and then let us, and we are going to cover this using our gorgeous papers, so you're not going to see these parts of the envelope. So again, and because we have used that glue, that wet glue, we have got the wiggle room in which to do it. So there is that. Make sure that it's folded, and it is. So there we have our, let me fold this bit, but that is our 5-folder journal, and I'm hoping this is what she meant. And as you can see, we've got 1/4 of an inch to work with to build this up. Now let's get the paper pad out. So we both have this paper pad. As you can see, I've already used bits of it. Now I'm not sure if we're to use the peel-offs, not the peel-offs, sorry, the die cuts. So I might have to message her and ask her about that. But absolutely gorgeous papers within this paper pad. So let's have a look. What do I want to use? See, this is the choice. This is when you have to sort of choose something, and I don't know. Do you know what? I think I'm going to go with these ones for the outside, because I quite like that colour. I need one more of them. Do we have one? Nope. Yep. I'm hoping, yes we do. So I'm going to use those ones for the outside bits. So all I'm going to do is, I know that that's 5 by 7. So what we're going to do, actually, because I'm using my smaller cutter, what I'm going to do is, so I do want just a slight border. Pencil, where's my pencil? So I'm just going to mark where I want it to be cut, and again do the same at the bottom, and then I'm going to put all 3 sheets together, because then hopefully I will definitely, well, I'm hoping so, because I'm using my smaller one. It probably would have been easier if I got my bigger one out. So we're doing, by the looks of it, we'll be doing a 5 by 7 itself. So there we go. Right, move them to one side. We can use them later. So let's turn this around. So what we're going to do is, and they're sat on, actually they sit on really nicely and cover what we need them to cover, which is awesome. Make sure I don't cover that, because this is where we have our spine bit, and then that bit there. So that's what we're going to do. So let's glue them down, making sure that I get the glue right to the edge of the paper, because we don't want it to lift up. And then that's the outside. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate the outside last. So yeah, make sure we don't, there we go. So there's one piece, and again let's do the same with this one. So all the way along. And we're going to do the same. And I have, oh, I thought I had a little puppy behind me then, but she's not. I don't think. No, I don't trust that little puppy. Really don't trust her. Every time you trust her, she proves you right that you can't trust her. Right. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, please do go and check out our lovely Julia. Let's see what she's done, and let's see what style she's sort of gone for. Like I said, I'm hoping I've got the right style. I was going to clarify, ask her to clarify a bit more on it and which style, but I thought, actually no, let's see what yeah, what sort of file folder she means and what file folder I mean. So yeah, I thought it'd be fun. So that is it. Right, I want a different colour for this one. Let's bring the paper pad back. I'm thinking that I want to have the gorgeous green on it. Do you know what I quite like? So let me pull this one out. is I like the idea of having that flower just in the centre there. So that hasn't quite come off correctly, so let's just take that off. Right, and what I think I'm going to do is we'll mark where I want it to be cut, so just there. Oh, actually, do you know what I'm probably best off doing it from the back, because then what I can do is actually trace around this so that we get exactly what the exact shape. So I think I'm going to do that. So right, let's see if we can cut this out straight. So just like this. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best thing because I want it to look really nice. Now, Julia has let us have a round circle punch, and I know that's for when we add it in our pockets. So, sorry, I am concentrating. I'm making sure that they don't go off the line. Okay. And then go down that bit there. So that, in theory, should fit there. And it does. So let's get this glued down, because then the outside of our journal is done. So I think what I'm going to do next is we should decorate the inside of the journal. So just lining all of that up. There we go. Oh, I like that. Really like that. Now we are allowed string. What did I do with my string? Here it is. And what I think I would like to do is actually have it go through there. So I'm going to pop a little hole in just here. There we go. And then I'm going to grab some long length of string. So this is going to be our closure for our journal. So and then let us pop that in there like that, and then I'm just going to do that there. So that is our closure, and then all you would do is you would take one part, wrap it around that way, take the other part, wrap it around that way, bring them together and pop them in a bow. So just like that. Now I'm not going to get rid of any of this excess string, not yet anyway. I will do that when we've come to actually finish the journal, because we don't want to cut it now and then it be too short. So right, next thing that we are going to do is, I say I quite like that. Right, I think, I see I like those pineapples, but we're going to end up cutting most of them off. Right, no, I'll leave this piece. Let's have a look, see what else we've got. But I'm thinking I want a green for in, I quite like that. Yeah, I think I want the greens, a green for inside. I think that'll look really nice. I can't decide whether I want to go for that one or whether I want to go for that one. Do you know what? We're going to go for this one, and then we can use all the other ones for pockets. So I do need one more. My paper pad has actually more or less fallen apart. There we are. Okay. Right. So I'm enjoying this. I really am enjoying this. This is awesome. Okay, right. I'm going to do the same as what we did on the last one, because it seemed to work perfectly. So I'm just going to pop it on, and then we are just going to mark where we want it. So just there and just here. And then what we'll do because I am going to cover most of this up just to make those pockets bigger, but we are going to put extra pockets in. So let's cut that, and then let's turn it and let's trim that bottom piece. Okay, so there we go. And then what I thought we would do is, using the hole punch, so pop these all along there like that, is using this hole punch, we're going to go in the centre of our paper, and to find the centre I'm just going to put a little sort of fold there, and then pop that in halfway in like that. Yeah, so just like that. So we've got like a little, right, I'm gonna have to move this camera keeps moving. Right, there we go. So I'm going to do that with all 3 of them. So let's, yeah, I think this week's been a fun challenge. Oh, not a bit more. There we go. And then let's do the same with this one. Yeah, I haven't made this sort of journal since forever. So I made one when I very first started crafting, and I used it to actually hold my my embellishments in. So yeah, it was a really good way of actually storing. That was when I didn't have many embellishments at all, so right, I really like that. Now, instead of putting the glue on the paper, I'm going to put, because we want this bit here to make sure it sticks, I'm just going to pop the glue around, and then what I'm going to do is just on the edges of this paper, I'm just going to go all the way around like that. So yeah, and then we're going to stick that on straight, so like that, and then there's our first one. So I will do this to all of them and then I'll be back. So I've done that. So this is what we have. So this is this side, and we've got our little closure, and then this is our inside. So the brief said, so let me find it on my phone again. The brief said that the journal must contain at least 2 pockets and 1 fold out element. So what I think we should do, because I think it would be quite cool to do, is, do I have any more of that paper? I'm assuming so, because you get quite a bit in here. Do you know what I really should do is sort this out into, there it is, into sections, like, well, into each paper style thing. Yeah, I'm not very good with words today. They are just not working. Oh, but never mind. Right, okay, it wants to be just under 5. So if I do wrong way. So what I'm thinking for the fold out element is we use this, and then we stick this just onto the bottom here like that, and then we have this as our fold out. But I think what I'm going to do is have it so that it folds up. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I need to just mark just here, because this is where I want the fold to be. So yeah, and then it sort of blends in then. So just like that. So that's what I'm thinking. So we stick that edge just along there, so it's like that. And then I'm wondering if I can put something up at the top. Might have to trim it down, and then let's use this. Let's see if it works. Oh, so get rid of those bits. So we have that, we stick it just to the top. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue just across this top bit here. And this is just so that we can use it to catch our paper. So I am going to need to cut this down, so about here. And then I'm going to see if that works. And then hopefully it will. Okay, so that we want it to so that it just sits under there like that, and yeah, and then you can pull it out and pull it down, and right, I like that. So there's our fold out element. So let's stick this, and I like the fact that we've used the paper so it's more or less exactly the same, so it matches up quite nicely, as you can see. So right, we've got that down. So there's our fold out element, and then to keep it into place we just pop under there like that. So there's that bit done, and then we need a couple of pockets. So I think what I'm going to do is have a pocket along here and then a pocket along there. So we've got two different pockets, like style of pockets, or actually I might put a pocket along that bottom bit, but I am going to use a different paper. So we're going to use this paper. Yeah, I'm going to use along the bottom on this one. So again, I'm just going to use my pencil to measure where it needs to be cut, so that we have the right size. Now see if I can find where I put that pencil mark. I actually have lost my pencil mark. Would you believe it? Okay, well I found one of them, so the other one should be, that's why I've lost it, because it's on a leaf. There we go. Right, so let's chop this down. I've lost it again. There it is. And then just across this top bit. And then again, using our circle punch, let's just punch that out, and it just makes it easier for you to grab the bits and pieces out of it. So I'm just going to put a small amount of glue along each edge, and this is where this is so that we can add stuff into the pocket. Right, and then let's pop that down. So there's that piece, and then I think let's do one along here. So I'm liking the idea of using this paper again. So we are going to mark that, and then we need to, right, try that again, because I haven't put a big enough mark. There we go, so just there, and then let's trim that down, and then I think what we'll do once that's been trimmed is I'm actually going to fold this in half again, so do what we did with these, and then hopefully we'll have that lined up, I'm hoping. And then let's cut that out. So there's that. Yeah, so I think that looks quite cool. So let us pop this, some glue again just around these two short sides and then this really long side, so we can actually use this as a pocket. Now this is just the so this is just building this up to make our journal, and then we have all of our decorations. How cool is that? I love that. I really like that. So that is the start of our journal. So now we have to make, so we've got our two pockets, we've got our fold out element. We need to now make a little mini journal or notebook that slots out of the journal somehow. So that's that is fine, we can do that. So we have these papers, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually use this as my cover. Yeah, and I think we're going to have it so that this notebook just slots in there, just like that. I like that. Oh, see, I want to make tags, I want to do all sorts to this, but it's not in the brief. Let's have a look. I do need to find Penelope because she needs to go on this. I don't want to use those papers. I am, however, going to use these bits within the journal. So we've got with it in our mini journal, because these are all the same size. And what I do need to go and get is my long arm stapler, because that will make my life so much easier. Yeah. So all I'm doing is I'm just folding these up, and then I'm going to grab some paper, just some copier paper, and I'm going to do 2 sheets per one of these. So it's like you've got little, what do you call it, little dividers within the journal itself. So I like that idea. So there's our copier paper. So we do need to cut this down. Let's see. So we need it to be 3 inches. So if I do lots of sheets, well, I'll do 3 sheets at a time. So I think actually that's all we're going to need. So, and we want 3-inch strips. And then what I'm going to do is, once I put it together, I'll then get my craft knife, and then we'll trim down the bottom of it, because the more paper you add in, the more that comes out of the bottom. So we'll trim it all together then. Okay, I think actually that might be enough. That doesn't fit. Right. So let's move that, and then let us fold these up. So just like this. And then what I want is 2 sheets in between each patterned piece, because then on the pattern piece you can write on one side, but then you can actually put a photo or something on the pattern bit. So I think that's quite nice. I think my husband's a bit cold, so yeah, he knew I was filming. I told him. Right. Okay, so I'm just doing this, and then what I think I'll do is I need to go and get my long arm stapler, and then we'll staple this in. So it is cheating. You can get the long arm staplers off eBay. That's where I got mine from, and I think I paid something like £11 for it, so it wasn't too expensive. So yeah, right. Okay, so that is it. So I did have enough. So that's going to be our little notebook, and as you can see, we've got the bits that hang over the edge. Well, that's what we're going to trim off. So I'm going to go off camera now. I'm going to put a staple in here, and then I'm just going to take my craft knife and my ruler, and I'm literally just going to go across like that. And so that's all I'm going to do. So I'll do that off camera, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back. So there's our little notepad. So as you can see, I've just used it as staples. So that is my long arm stapler. It's actually really cool. So you can move this up and down. Well, there we go. So whatever size that you would like, and then you're not going to go past it. So I think it's quite cool. But yeah, I just got this off eBay, really, really cheap. So, right. Let's bring this back in. So that will actually slot, hopefully, in here like that. And then you'll see, this is why we put that extra 1/4 inch in, is so that it's not going to break and bow. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to bring in our gorgeous pina colada, and then this is where we're going to decorate up our journal. So I do need to double check it with Julia to see if we can use these bits, because I'm not sure if she has them, because we can use them bits. It'll make life so much easier. So I'm going to go and check with Julia now, and then yeah, if we can use them, brilliant. If we can't, then I'm sure I can think of something else to do. So yeah, I will be back in a second. Okay, so the lovely Julia got back to me. It was actually because I wasn't sure how long it would be. I actually started getting bits and pieces out to do another video, would you believe? And yeah, she messaged back quite quickly, so I can continue with this. Right, so we can use these, which is awesome, so I'm so happy about that. We're going to do our cover, so I do have our pina colada here, so she is definitely going to go on this bit, and then I do want to decorate the little notebook along with these two, well, probably the little one, and then this one I'm going to decorate somewhere else in there. So let's just break a few bits out. Lady is get out of my drawer. Not allowed in there. So there was I left my drawer open where I got my punch out, and Lady thinks that she is allowed in there to get whatever she wants out of it. However, she is very much mistaken. Very, very much mistaken. Because she's not allowed. But does she listen to us? No, she doesn't. Right. Oh, I've just remembered we have our antique linen. Thank goodness for that, because I'm just thinking we could really, really do with... has she got something, Chloe? Okay, that's all right then. She ran out of here very fast, and when she does that, normally it's because she's got something she shouldn't have. So yeah, she's just Lady. Right, I'm going to distress the edges of these, and then we do have our antique linen distress ink. Thank goodness for that. So we do also have a black pen as well, which I've just remembered, because I know fine well that Julia wouldn't set a challenge without her black pen. So yeah, isn't that right, Julia? You would never even dream of setting a challenge without a black pen, unlike me. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next month actually. So I haven't quite decided yet. Right, okay, so I'm going around the edge of this because I really want this to stand out onto my onto the front of my journal. So yeah, so as you can see, just by putting that ink on, you can see this one's blending in, and then this one is standing out quite nicely. So I'm thinking of that one there. We have our lovely, lovely Lady. I'm going to distress the edges around this as well. So you can either use your distress tool if you have one, or your scissors, and you'll find that a lot of my videos I don't actually use my distress tool, I do actually use my scissors, because normally I've always lost this. So far I haven't lost it in a while. I've got a little pot right in front of me in the desk organizer my friend made, so yeah, it seems to have stayed there. I've just got paper all over my ink now. Right, there we go. Never mind. Excuse me. I do have a lovely cup of tea that my daughter's made, and it's in my Dean mug as well. So yes. Okay, so this is what we're doing. I love that saying. Oh, you know what would have been really nice is if we had some flowers as well. So I think we're going to have to make some flowers. Definitely going to have to make some flowers. So as you can see, really rough shape. Not very good at drawing quickly, but it will give us what we need. And actually it's a trick that I showed my best friend, that if you don't have any flowers or anything, then there's nothing to stop you making your own very, very quickly just by drawing some petals. And if you draw a few and then build them together, you will get your flowers. So yeah. And she's done it actually quite a lot, so I feel quite proud. Yeah, oh dear. But Julia will tell you I love my floral elements. So we're going to pop some, again, because we're using the same paper, because I am literally going to use just all the scrap bits to build these flowers up. So I think because of that, we are going to just use our ink to blend them. Oh, we could make leaves out of this one. So I think that one would work out quite nice. And then we can, if I just use my fingernail along that centre, just like that, we can shape our leaf. So, and then pinch it at the end, and that gives us a 3D flower. So let's do another few of them. Whether we use them or not, I don't know, but I do feel like I want it to have some flowers on. So again, I just hold it and use my nail and just go up the centre, and you won't get it straight like all the way, but that, it just helps. And just do it a few times, and then that gives you a 3D element. And then I just sort of squish that end bit like that, and then that bit just sits under like that, and then you've got a 3D flower. So that's as simple as all it is. So just go up the middle and you just do it a few times just until you've got a bit of a 3D element. You can help with your fingers, and then I just squish, and that keeps it, yeah, like that. So there's that. I am going to put, let's edge them with these, because again, we want them to be different to the what do you call it, to the background. So we want them to have that sort of, yeah, blend, if that makes any sense. We want them to sort of pop a little bit. So it's a good way to make it pop out from your backing paper, especially if you're using the same paper to create other bits and pieces. So I need, this should do, so let's draw a quick flower. That really is a terrible flower. Put a little one in there. These, how many of, we need a 6-petal one, so that's just terrible. That's just terrible. Right, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, I can sort of follow that. Sort of follow it. I'm not going to waste. So let's, and ladies, I sense she's up to trouble. She's not, she's in a bed, but she's been an absolute nightmare the last few weeks. So she's desperate to get out. But at time of recording, we are in self-isolation, so which is a bit hard when you've got a puppy that wants to run around and do anything that she wants. Right, okay. And then, so I'm just going to use my nail actually, and let's curl these. So I'm scraping my nail along the bottom, so you'll find that I do a lot with my nails. It's probably why they're not as good. Don't even think about it, get out. Come on, move your butt, thank you. And then let's do the same with this one. So again, we're just going to use the back of bit. I'm just scraping my nail just along the edge. I suppose you could use anything to do it. I just always use my nail. And then I'm going to stick that bit on there. So let's pop that on there, and then, yeah, I like that. And then I'm going to stick on our leaves as well. So yeah, oh, so just like that. So as you can see, they were not the perfect drawings at all, but yeah, we've managed to create a flower. So I'm quite happy with that. I feel like I want to add this pineapple in. Oh, we do have a little flower there as well. So let's fussy cut this flower out, because why not? She's up to trouble. I really know she's up to trouble. Does she not realise that Dawn and Julia are creating, and that she is not to disturb us? Oh dear. Oh, do you know what? I'm going to pop that in the centre of that flower. There we go. There we are. And look at that. We've made a flower. How cool is that? And I think with this bit, I quite like the idea of it just sort of sneaking out. Right, let's move her a second. So just, I quite like that. Let's have a look. What else do we have? What about if we fussy cut this bit here? So make sure I cut out where, yeah, I think so. I think if I fussy cut this bit, see, this is the bit I love about journals. So I'm going to have a border around the pineapple bit itself. She really is. Do you know what? I think I'm going to have to go and sort that little mischievous puppy out. Do pop over and see our lovely Julia. Let's see how she uses this. She is so much better at me than colouring in. She is an absolute whiz. I know that when it comes to her gorgeous pina colada image, that it's going to end up being just awesome. So yeah, I'd love to see how she's done hers, and it's amazing because each month, well, every couple of weeks from now, we both end up using, we have the same stash, yet we both end up with completely separate. Oh, I like that. I'm liking how that is looking. And then I'm definitely wanting, oh, do you know what? I don't think I'm going to use the bigger one. I think I'm going to use our little one. And we're just going to have her there, and then have, where do I want my flower? Oh, I think the flower's going to go there. I think that's it. I think I found my composition. Right, I don't need that. So, right, we do I want to raise it? Yes, I'm going to raise it up. Why not? Because I love dimensions. So let's get this stuck down first. I think Lady's got herself stuck. So yeah, so that's down first, and then let's pop, is that straight? That's not straight. That's going to wind me up if it's not straight. Right, get this straight. Is that straight? That's much better. Right, let's pop that there. So I know that that corner doesn't need any tape on, so, and a little bit on there. So let's grab my glue, and let's put some glue on there, and then we're just going to pop that on there like that. Love this. So this I'm going to have up. I'm going to double it up. So yeah, because I think it will be nice to have it doubled up, and then a little bit there. Make sure that that sits nicely. Yeah, okay. So when doubling up, especially if you're overlaying, you've got to sort of make sure you get the right sort of levels, which I tend not to do. Right, okay, she needs to go there, so I will need my scissors too, because she is going to need some foam on her. Right, so she needs a bit there. Actually, I think that's all she needs. She just needs that one bit, but I'm wondering whether or not to put two bits on because of the edging. Yeah, that works out much better. Right, so let's pop some glue on her so we know that she sticks, and then let's just pop her down like that. Oh, I love it. How awesome is that? Now for our handmade flower, so we want it so that we can see. The other place I was thinking is, what about just there, or should we make another one? No, I like that empty. We had a nice big gap there, so I'm going to pop that there, so like that. So let's put a big dollop of glue So just like that. So plenty of glue on there, and then we're just going to stick that there. I don't think we need that flower. So that is what we have for our front cover. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with our distressing, and then we're just going to go around the edges on everything, just like this. Oh, I love it. I really, really love it. Especially this corner, because I want this corner to be, actually I think I'm just going to do this corner. So yeah, there. So there's the front cover. So now let us move that over one side, because I do want to bring our lovely ladies in, because I have coloured 3 sizes of her because I thought it'd be nice. I definitely want her on here. We do need something in which we can sort of fussy cut out. Look at my scissors. I am thinking that let's use this image again, because we can stick this to the front of our notebook, and then have our very lovely pina colada just peeking out from behind it. I think that would be nice. So I am leaving a border just because of the fact that we are doing the pineapple. Let me just, because that paper's getting in my way. Yeah. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. So I love this paper collection. So this paper collection, you can get the set that we're using here from the Works for £5, which is just absolute fabulous bargain. The paper quality is lovely, and it's such a really nice pattern to work with as well. Yeah, I love it. So I'm going to stick that there, and then I think I might just have her, or just pop her out. Right, let's ink this just so that it pops out just a little bit more from the paper in the background. So we're just edging it just like this all the way around. Right, okay, there. So I'm going to glue that on. So just plenty of glue, because we don't want it to keep lifting up as we put it in and out of our pocket. Actually, I'm going to leave a little border. So, and then we're going to put our lady. So I do need to pick that up. I think I'm going to have her just hidden. Oh, just behind there. So let's get her all done. So I coloured my lady in using my tri-blend markers and my Winsor & Newton pens, but you can use anything that you would like. Oh, look at that. So there is our little notebook. How cute is that? Let's have a look and think. What am I thinking? Oh no, not that one, this one. So I like the idea of having a little title. Yeah, I like that. So again, I'm just going to edge it, and I noticed I haven't used my black pen in this at all, but I don't think I want to. I know our lovely Julia will. She cannot live without that black pen. I did try and take it off her once, and yeah, it didn't end up well. Yeah. So I have learned never to take that black pen away from her. It's like chopping off one of her legs. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Look at that. How cute is that? So let's pop that back in its pocket. So there we go. And she's just peeking out. And then we have our lovely, lovely lady here. And what I'm thinking is, how cool would it be to have her just sort of, she's hidden away and then you find her. So I like that. Right, I am going to use a topper as well, so maybe something like that. So oh, I like that. Yeah, do you know what, I'm going to stick with that. Right, let me get rid of these tabs, and then I'm going to edge it as well, just ever so slightly, and then we'll glue these down. But I love the fact that she's just hidden away. I love things like that. I love it when you do like little surprises. And then you just want to do a little something else with this pocket. Yeah, and then I think we are done. But oh, I'm loving it. Right, because I know I already want to do this. I'm just gonna put lots of glue on and let's stick it down. So just like that, and then let's grab our gorgeous lady, so our pina colada, and let's go for it. So, and she's just going to sit, make sure that's lifted up over there. Yep, just there like that. So I have used I think it's 220 GSM cardstock, so I need to make sure that I really press down for it to stay, and then we hide her away so you wouldn't even know she was there. Right, okay, let me sort of tidy up just a little tiny bit. Okay, as in a little tiny bit, I mean let me just move it off to the side. Let's move it around. Right, I like these. I think I quite like the idea of having, right, let's get all of them out and let's just turn it around. See, I quite like the idea of having something over that, but then I just think, am I doing it for the sake of it because I can, and should I be doing it? Get rid of these tabs. I hate tabs. I know that they're essential, but I still hate them. Yeah, although I think it would have to go that way because the rest of it is, but then it's sort of covering up that pocket, isn't it? So I don't think I'm going to. I think I might leave it because I do like it as it is. I'm wondering how I can use this bit up, because we could just snip down like that and it could just go up against an edge somewhere. So just something like that maybe. Oh yeah, do you know what? Let's do it. Instead of us wasting it, instead of it just sitting in the drawer, let's just using it. Why not? Okay. Right. I'm going to pop that just there. And then I think I'm going to call this finished. There is, I think I just want to add a little bit more of my distress ink to it. Let me just make sure that's lined up correctly. There we go. So I'm just going to add around this edge. So just like this. Just because I think it's just going to tie it all nicely in together. So yeah. Oh, I hope I've got the brief right. I hope this is a sort of what Julia was asking for. I have to admit, I've loved making it, and I think it's something really, really cool. And it's definitely something that, do you know, it would be perfect to take on holiday with you, to keep all your little bits and pieces you want to keep. So like receipts and things, I'm terrible for that. I like to keep my receipts. and then I say why I bought, especially if it's something that I really like while I'm away. I'll write down where I bought it from, and yeah, quite sad really, but yeah, I do love it. So yeah, so that would be really good for this, and then you've got that little notepad in there as well. So right, let's get some ink just around here. So I feel like I'm going pretty mad with the ink, and then what I'm going to do is, the last thing we'll do is we are going to grab hold of that string, we're going to fasten it up, and trim it down, and then I think we can say we are done. So I'm just going to go around this pocket as well. But yeah, how has everybody found our second, the first of our second videos, Dawn and Julia Create? So have you enjoyed it? Has it been nice seeing the pair of us together for two, now I'm just getting my words mixed up. So have you enjoyed seeing two Dawn and Julia Creates in 1 month? I have to admit, I am loving it. I love the challenge, and I love that when our lovely Julia sets the challenges as well, because she always thinks of such amazing ideas. It's my turn next, so don't forget we are going to be on the second Saturday of the month, so do check us out for that. So we are no longer on a Friday. We are now on a Saturday. So this is how we are going to, so we're just going to go around. I like to have plenty of string, so as this is the front now, and then let's, actually my string is just right, and this is why I don't cut my string when I first add it. So there you have it. There is my journal using all of the supplies that our lovely Julia has set. Please do head over and have a look to see what she has created. I will be there at 4 o'clock on the dot. Yeah, as I always am, because I always love, I don't get to see, unfortunately, what she has made until you guys get to see it, so which is quite fun. So it's keeping that mystery. So she knows when I've completed mine, I know when she's completed hers. We do let each other know, but then we don't say anything. We might say I might be on the naughty step, or we might say we might give like a hint or something, but that's about it. We literally don't say anything else. But yeah, so we'll do a quick flip through because I just want to have a look at it again. So yeah, don't forget, do subscribe to us both. Hit that bell as well so that you're notified as and when we do upload our videos. So here it is, my front cover of my piece. And then when we open it up, we have what looks like just a piece of paper. But when you open it up, you've got our lovely pina colada along with Tropical Dreams and a place to write. We also have a pocket here as well, so we can keep lots in. We then open it up again. We've got a pocket using that's holding our little notebook. Again, we've got our lovely little lady, and then we've got 2 extra pockets on the side, and then these are the pages. So really you could in fact add on so another piece of paper that you could use for writing on there. I'm thinking we should really put a pocket on there, and you know what, I think we will, because it is part of the inside of the journal. So we're actually going to put an extra pocket in. So I hope that's all right that we do that. Right, I have just, there it is. So right, because I think it just looks plain, and I think if we have that extra little pocket, it'll be really nice. So where's my glue? Let's pop some glue, and this is why you do a flip through. Yeah, because then you always discover if there's something else you want to add. Now what I love this, I am going to keep it, and it's going to be somewhere where I hold my bits and pieces in, because I think it's just gorgeous. So I'm just going to go around. I'm not putting any more ink on my brush, I'm just really just using it. So yeah, so we have a little pocket in there, so just so you can see, so just there, so we can put anything that we want. And then we have the back, and we have our closure. So that is it. Thank you again so much for watching. Like I said, please do go over and check out our lovely Julia's channel, see what she has created, and hopefully yeah, we will see you in a few weeks time for another Dawn and Julia Creates, where I get to choose the products which I love. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye.